Switzerland, silver, and Raiderly Zapato will round out the top 3 from Spain. Coming up, the women will kick things off their final on vault, including Jade Carey, the world silver medalist. Welcome back to the Baku World Cup. We mentioned it earlier, but there's been a change to the Olympic qualification process. So now both nations and individual athletes can qualify for a spot to the Olympic Games, and through this Apparatus World Cup Series, individual spots on the lines. So those athletes whose countries qualify a team can earn a spot at the Games individually. However, there's a catch. Those individual gymnasts cannot also participate in the qualification of their team. So for example, for the women, the US, China, and Russia have already qualified Olympic spots. They did that at the 2018 World Championships, but none of the athletes who competed on that team can earn points at this event, and that brings into the conversation Jade Carey, Tim, who is a prime example of someone who can take advantage of this individual route.
Absolutely, and that's why Jade Carey made the decision to not try out for the 2018 World Championships. I want to give everybody an A+ and a gold star if they understood what Tanith said, and she said it perfectly. And I say that because the Olympic selection procedures have been maligned as being so confusing. Many countries didn't even understand them at the beginning. FIG has made numerous clarifications, and the problem is I don't think they really truly envisioned all of the different scenarios that could come into play in choosing this Olympic teams. But like you said, there are 3 women's teams, 3 men's teams that have already qualified. You named the women's teams. The men's teams are China, Russia, and Japan. At the next World Championships that'll be held in Stuttgart in 2019, the next 9 place teams will qualify to the Olympic Games. The catch there, it'll only be 4 athletes that comprise a team. Every team that does qualify has the shot of adding 2 more individual athletes. One of the ways to do it is this, but there are several others. So it's really confusing.
It certainly is.
And complicated.
And listen, we're doing our best. It's new to us as well, but we will continue to help everyone follow along throughout this World Cup series as we take a look at the start of the men's parallel bar finals. This is Oliver Heggie from Switzerland, bringing some Olympic gravitas to the competition once again.
Pretty good start, kind of fumbled his hands on one of those releases, and that right there, unusual. He definitely kind of fumbled his hand on that re-grasp there, and then of course just a disaster on the landing. You see him grabbing his arm, and it smarts on that front 1 1/4. He just slammed his body down, wasn't able to slow the speed when he missed that hand.
First up for the women, the final qualifier who will lead the way on vault. This is Tjaša Kiselev from Slovenia. She's gone 3 for 3 now in participation on this World Cup series, so she is committed to one of these individual spots.
Very nice handspring front with a full. So to compete in a finals at a major championships like a World Cup, an Olympics, or a World Championship, she got to do 2 different type vaults. This is her first one. Little bit messy and not the highest degree of difficulty, but the landing was really nicely done.
Tjaša missed the vault final in Cottbus, but made it through at the Melbourne Cup, where she finished in 6th place. And one of her goals this year is making the finals at the European Championships, which will take place next month. She's found herself twice now in a position where she's narrowly missed those finals. So even though Tokyo is paramount on everyone's minds, there are still plenty of other incremental goals on the radar for these gymnasts in the meantime. 25 years old, a 5-time world competitor. And it was a 13.633 for that first vault.
And so remember, she has to do a different style vault. So what she did was a front handspring. So she jumped onto the board, facing the vaulting table, and went straight up and over. If she does a vault like that again, she'll be penalized heavily, and I'm sure she won't, so.
Tiasha, 14th place at the 2018 World Championships. She said that result went a long way in boosting her confidence. In fact, saying every result she earns, good or bad, makes her want more and more. So a true competitor. You know, at 25 years old in the world of gymnastics, she said she does have people around her telling her, listen, you're too good to quit, because that retirement is looming perhaps in the next few years. But of course, with athletes like Oksana Chusovitina,
absolutely,
that could change.
She has been a game changer. You got gymnasts like Kim Bui from Germany, who's 30 years old as well. Aliyah Mustafina, the Olympic great, continuing, hoping to go to her third Olympic Games, has had a child recently.
And I think the question is not why, but why not?
It's a great way to put it. Second vault right here. Fights for that landing as well. Pretty clean vault.
Back over in the men's competition for the parallel bars final, Oliver Heggie from Switzerland, 10.966 after a very disappointing routine.
Yikes.
And now the audience in Baku welcoming the 2017 Greek all-around champion. This is Nikolaos Iliapoulos. And this is only his second ever final at a major international event. So an opportunity for important experience here for the 25-year-old.
That's a big deal, absolutely. He starts very nice with a peach with a half to a handstand. This is a common type routine that we're seeing here. That is called a tippelt, from the end to the middle of the bars. Oh, really nice. Little bit messy, but very underrated skill, difficulty-wise. Nice job. Did a Diamondov with an extra turn. Doesn't have the highest level of difficulty, but very, very challenging, to be perfectly honest.
And did you notice the music there, Tim? They had some nice accompaniment there,
yes,
for the Greek athlete. Tiasha Kiselev from Slovenia there on the vault, scoring a 13.666. And now we take a look at Maria Paseka, four-time Olympic medalist from Russia, two-time world champion on vault.
She is tremendous here. Oh boy, and very messy in the air, and hands down, this is a super difficult vault. It's called a chung, named after Chinese great Cheng Fei. She has such a high level of difficulty, though. You see that 6.0, 16-0 maximum. Look at her hands, though. Both hands on the ground. She'll incur a full point off. But I'm amazed to see her here, actually.
Yes.
She has really battled with a lot of injuries, back injury most acutely, and coming back. I believe this is her first major event back since that long rest for her back.
Yeah, she missed the entire season last year while she recovered from that back surgery to put a vertebrae back into place. About a year after that surgery now, already crowned the Russian vault champion early this month, and she wasn't taking it easy there either. I saw the videos. Incredible comeback.
And she's capable of doing that vault, and once she puts that to her feet, if she has the opportunity to compete, she is a event finalist in just about every single meet. Worlds, Olympics, doesn't matter. She's just got to figure out a way to get there, because her strength on vaulting alone is not going to put her on the Russian team of only 4 individuals.
13.533 for the first vault.
Really nice. 2.5 twist. It's called an Aminar. Super difficult.
And Nikolaos Iliapoulos from Greece there as the parallel bars final continues. Very competitive field here with these specialists competing in Baku. Matteo Levantesi now from Italy getting set, 21 years old, in his second appearance at this World Cup, and for the second consecutive year he finds himself in the parallel bars final.
Beautiful line and toe point. Gorgeous. Giant diameter off that full spin on one arm. Nicely done. Some classical gymnastics in there. That Stutz to a handstand and Diamondov. Pretty good.
So Maria Paseka from Russia, the reigning Olympic silver medalist, scores a 14.083. We'll have Levantesi scores in a moment. Women's vault final underway inside the National Gymnastics Arena in Baku. Maria Paseka from Russia with the current lead as another Olympian readies herself for her first vault. Here is Mexico's Alexa Moreno, the 24-year-old first Mexican woman to win a world or Olympic gymnastics medal. She was the vault bronze medalist at the 2018 World Championships.
Very powerful gymnast, and what an event that was for her. As you mentioned, first Mexican woman gymnast to win third place on vault. A lot of energy to get this around. Handspring, laid out front somersault. You see the body position on the landing though. Her chest was way down. It's a difficult vault, and she'll get, you know, a good number from this, but it definitely had some errors for sure.
We saw her in Rio at the 2016 Olympic Games. Didn't make any event finals there, but this is her best event. She was 12th at the Olympic Games. And you can't watch a gymnastics event without talking about strength, but it comes in many forms with these athletes. And in Alexa's case, that included having to deal with both an injury just a few weeks ahead of the 2016 Games, and then also being bullied and body shamed online while she was competing in Rio. And not only did she fight through all of that, she then went on to take part in an anti-bullying campaign to provide inspiration for other women. So you want to talk about strength. Here's a great role model, and it was a 14.233 for that first vault.
Let's see if she can put this around a little bit better. Slightly less difficult vault she's going to showcase here, and remember, it has to be from what's called a different family. Much better. Yeah, like I said, not quite as difficult, but a better landing position. That's basically a Sukahara style vault, so you do a quarter turn or half turn on.
Matteo Levantesi from Italy on the men's parallel bars final, scoring a 14.166. And a familiar presence in the finals, and especially on this World Cup series from China. Here is Yo Hao. And he is a world champion on this event, won that title back in 2015, and he added that to 4 additional world medals, including gold from the team event in 2014.
He is a very accomplished young man and part of Team China. Narrowly defeated the Russians at the most recent World Championships. But he's had his share of disappointments as well. I thought for sure China would come home from Rio with a couple of parallel bar medals, and they got none. The only medal they got was a bronze in the team competition, which was shocking to myself and many others, but super difficult. Oh, little bit of a arch in his back, and then if you move your hands on parallel bars, even small like that, they are deductions. As such a difficult routine, jam-packed start to finish, but this is not as well executed as I've seen him in the past, but that is.
Talk about that final impression, but also, as you mentioned, the disappointment in Rio. Remember, Yo was the reigning world champion on parallel bars, but finished a disappointing 8th in that final. Alexa Morena from Mexico, 14.249. As the competition rolls on vault now, and it's the 18-year-old from France, Colleen Deviar, who will be up next. And she is a European champion on this event. Won that title back in 2017, then added a European silver medal to that the following year as part of the second-place French team.
Really, oh, that is such a shame. Really great power. Same vault that we saw from Moreno for her first vault, but just explodes. Watch her hips and see how much they rise after she leaves the table. Look, she just keeps going up and didn't land with her feet out in back of her enough, had too much momentum. That is a shame because that was spectacular.
Colleen made her World Championship debut in 2017, but injured her ankle last season, which kept her out of Worlds last year. Now looking to make her mark on vault again ahead of the 2020 games. She was 5th in qualifying for this final, and her score for that first vault of 13.966. Her average score in qualifying, 14.149.
And so you add a full point to that, 14.9, which is a ginormous number. If she had put that to her feet, you can see she's disappointed. Not exactly sure. You know, you see the taped ankles, and if you're doing what's called a backward landing, which she was, if you land short, under-rotated at all, and you've already got your ankles taped, that means that you are in for some serious pain, and maybe her ankles are just a little more tender today. She was being a little careful. Not exactly sure, but because she was absolutely capable of putting that to her feet with a great landing. Second vault, she'll do a Yurchenko style. Nicely done, good landing. The highlight for me, though, certainly was her first vault, even with the fall on the landing. And look at his arms.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
I mean, he does one of the most punishing routines in the world.
15.066 the score for China's Yo Hao. And to imagine day in and day out the punishment that those arms alone must take. Absolutely incredible dedication. As we get set now to take a look at Phuong Thanh Dinh from Vietnam, the 4th qualifier to this final. 4-time world competitor, training abroad in China, made that move for gymnastics when he was just 7 years old. So you know he's been immersed in a lot of high-level gymnastics in training for his entire elite career.
Good fight on that. Full spin on one arm and then a Healy skill at the end. It's called a Makut's. Release right here. Nicely done. From one end to the other. It's called a Bafsar, named after American great Raj Bafsar. Very, very difficult. Doesn't quite get the flight on it that we tend to see from the very top gymnasts, but this is a super hard routine as well, and thus far done, you know, very cleanly. Double pike, small hop on the landing. Excellent job.
Phuong Thanh Dinh, 23 years old. His first World Cup event was back in 2017. And 14.199 the average score for Colleen Duviar on vault. When we come back, the American Jade Carey, world silver medalist, takes to the vault. Welcome back to the Individual Apparatus World Cup from Baku, Azerbaijan. This is the vault finals, and the top qualifier on this event ready to go now. It's the American Jade Carey looking to clinch that top spot again today. Always a favorite on vault, of course. No different this week in Baku. World silver medalist in 2017.
She does very difficult vault. It's a chung, half turn on, 1.5 off, nicely landed. Gets a pat on the shoulder from her coach, who also is her dad, Brian. They have been together for so long. So she did not compete at the most recent World Championships. I believe she would have earned a spot. She took herself out because she was very confident, as was just about everybody, that Team USA would grab a spot. They had to be in the top 3 at those Worlds, and they of course won in dominating fashion. If Jade had been part of that team, she could not have qualified as an individual through this series. They took themselves out. She still has a shot to compete on that 4-person team at the Olympic Games in Tokyo. I believe she will try to earn that at the end of this summer. That would not preclude her from going the individual event route as well, because the USA has already qualified a team.
Nice to have options when you're that talented.
Yes. Another Yurchenko style vault. Lots of height. Beautiful landing position. Actually capable of doing that vault with another half twist.
It was 14.933 for the first vault for Jade Carey. We'll await her average score. Phum Thanh Dinh from Vietnam there. And it was a 14.366 for Dinh as the men's parallel bar finals rolls on. Third qualifier to this final now. But the current overall leader from this Apparatus World Cup series on parallel bars here is Ferhat Arıcan from Turkey. Third in Cottbus, third in Melbourne, and looking to carry that momentum forward with 5 stops left to go from now until March 2020 on this Apparatus World Cup series.
Has a lot of experience. Very tricky when you go to one bar like that and then do that full spin or Healy down. Gets him extra points. Very nicely done. Makes that look easy. A lot of gymnasts are able to pull it off, but they pause on that single bar, which is a deduction. Maybe just a little bit of body position. He's a little bit arched, a little soft looking, but not there. Once again, that was a gorgeous finish and a really nice job.
Jade Carey from the United States now awaiting her score on vault. It was a solid performance. 14.933 was the score for vault 1. And 14.766 is the average score. She will move into the lead. 3 gymnasts left to go here in this final as we get set to see the legendary Oksana Chusvitna in her element on vault once again. 43 years old, representing Uzbekistan, heading towards her 8th Olympic Games. That's right, I said 8 Olympic Games.
Unheard of. She's not a legend, she's an icon in the sport of gymnastics. Nicely done. We've seen this vault. Handspring front Rudy, she's happy about it. A lot of times she does only a full twist as opposed to a 1.5. You see the D in the upper right hand, that's a 5.8. Maximum score 15.8. Gets pretty good bounce off the table, spots that ground. Not bad body position as she's landing.
14.7 is the score for that first vault for Chusevitna, and we touched on it earlier, Tim, but just breaking boundaries, forging a path for others to continue in the sport, maybe longer than they thought possible. Think of how many athletes have now started the sentence with, well, just look at Oksana Chusevitna. I mean, the impact that that has. You mentioned as well, Leah Mustafina competing in Stuttgart this week after recently having a baby with the same message of why not continue if the love and the passion for the sport is there and it's still possible. And that's exactly what Oksana has said as well, that she just loves gymnastics. She wants to continue. She obviously has plans for Tokyo 2020. 8th Olympic Games. It would put her among a group of only 13 athletes ever to qualify to that many games.
Wow, this is tremendous. This is the best I have seen Oksana look in a very, very long time. She's always a fixture in the vault finals, but those two vaults right there, really strong.
Already a two-time Olympic medalist, including a silver on vault from the 2008 Games. Altogether 10 Olympic or world vault medals. Most recently in 2011, she took the silver medal. And Ferhat Arıcan, 15.1 on parallel bars. He moves into the lead ahead of Yohao from China, and a fist pump there. Very excited after a solid routine. And we turn our attention back to the men now, where there are 2 gymnasts left to go on the parallel bars. And we go from one Olympian to another. Here is Andrei Likovitsky from Belarus. And at the 2016 Games, he qualified to the all-around finals where he was 18th. In 2018, he picked up a pair of silver medals in Baku at this World Cup event, one of them here on parallel bars.
Nice mount. Very unusual to do it on the end of the bars. We've seen it done a handful of times. Stutz to one bar and then a nice looking straddle swing up to the handstand. Very calm looking. A nice dismount, double pike, just a slight little hop. Not the most difficult exercise that we've seen so far, but he executed quite well.
Likovitsky 6th place in Cottbus at the World Cup there. 10th in the series standings coming into this event on parallel bars. And for Oksana Chusevitna, it's a 14.450. So she moves right in behind Jade Carey of the United States, who still has the lead. A lot of incredible athletes still yet to come, including India's Deepa Karmakar, and her success so unprecedented in India, but incredible new achievement now in celebration of International Women's Day and Barbie's 60th anniversary. Mattel unveiled a number of new dolls from around the world meant to continue inspiring the next generation, and among them, representing India, was Deepa Karmakar. Her vault when we come back to the Baku World Cup. Welcome back inside the National Gymnastics Arena in Baku. Jade Carey from the United States with the current lead on vault. Deepa Karmakar from India now set to go. First female gymnast to compete at an Olympic Games for India. Not only did she compete in Rio, she was almost on the vault podium, finishing just shy of that dream in 4th place.
Has been out with an ACL injury. Oh! Whoa, that did not look good on that landing. Glad she is up here. We have seen this vault handspring forward with 1.5 twists. Oh boy, you see that right knee, it doesn't bend the way it's supposed to. It goes totally in.
And you see those knees heavily taped. And she will Step down from the podium there. Mentioned that knee injury. She did undergo surgery after the 2016 games. Took some time to recover. Missed most of the 2017 season and part of 2018 as well.
She's walking okay, which I'm glad to see that, but unfortunately I have seen many gymnasts tear an ACL or re-tear an ACL, and they can walk away. I'm just hopeful that that's not the case for her.
Absolutely, but it does seem as though Deepa Karmakar from India is done for today. And back over to the men's competition, the top qualifier to this parallel bars final getting set to go now, and he is from Russia, Vladislav Polyashov.
And he has a really stocked routine. We saw Yohao a little earlier, and he had a 16.8 maximum score, which was the highest. Polyashov has a 16.5.
Andrei Likovitsky from Belarus with a 14.2. He was last up on parallel bars, but it's Ferhat Arichan from Turkey with the current lead ahead of Yohao from China. Polyashov, a 2018 World Team alternate, so that means he is still eligible to qualify for an individual spot through this World Cup series. And this is his first appearance on the series so far.
Very nice start. Doesn't just keep his arms locked, but he makes it look easy. Just glides up to the handstand. Beautiful combination right there. Makes it look much easier than it is. Big release. Once again called a Bafsar. Nice whip it. I like it that he keeps it moving most of the time here. Beautiful. Oh, this is awesome. Wow. That was tremendous. Very difficult. Executed extremely well. We don't have a score, but that's your champ. I can't imagine he's not.
I think that's a pretty safe prediction. He's coming off some good momentum from the Russian National Championships, which only just concluded. Polyashov now the reigning all-around silver medalist there. We will have those numbers for that outstanding routine in just a moment, but back over to the women's competition. Marina Nekrasova now from Azerbaijan, final competitor.
Nicely done. Somewhat atypical type vault. Most of the women nowadays do the Yurchenko style, where they do the half turn onto the board. But in the event finals, you see a lot of different vaults like this. This one has a maximum scoring potential of 15.2. It's a Sukahara or Kasamatsu style vault. 2 flips with 1.5 twists.
23-year-old here qualifying 7th to the final in her first appearance on this current World Cup series, and for that first vault she will earn a 13.9 even, 13.966 in qualifications, and she is a 4-time world competitor though, and perhaps many more to come. Of course, as we mentioned, the likes of Oksana Chusvitna, one of her idols, continuing on for years beyond where many other gymnasts see the end of their careers. So that's plenty of inspiration to keep competing, and we will likely see much more of Marina in the years to come. Jade Carey from the United States, the current leader on vault, 14.766 is that leading score. Chusvitna right behind her.
And not to give it away before it happens, but Jade Carey is your champion right now. No way can she be caught. This vault has 0.2 more in start value. Nicely done, just a little step to the side. A good performance for her, but Jade Carey, she had a disappointing first World Cup. Not today, she's gonna win it.
And Vladislav Polyashov after his routine on parallel bars, scores a 15.133. And he will go into first place and take a gold medal home from Baku. So that'll do it for the parallel bars final. Polyasha from Russia leading Ferhat Arichan after a number of exceptional performances. Yo Hao from China rounding out the top three. And Marina Nekrasova from Azerbaijan scoring a 13.966. But at the end of the day, no one could touch Jade Carey, the world silver medalist, 14.766, and a gold medal to go along with her silver from Kotvis at the start of this World Cup. Chusvitna in second, Moreno in third. When we come back, we will continue with the uneven bars final, but Jade Carey, your gold medalist today.